I spent a few rainy days in yet another remote off-grid cabin, but not alone this time. A little hut set in the rolling landscapes of Exmoor, on top of a windy hill surrounded with vast uninterrupted views, rain tapping tirelessly on a big window. It's fascinating how many new things this journey to slow living introduced me to. It taught me to be closer and more observant of seasons, and while I must admit I do hurry time every so often, nature finds ways how to keep me grounded. It rains when it rains. It might hail even. It gets sunny all of a sudden just for a minute, fooling a naive, unexpecting soul until you get drenched all over again. There is no bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. I learned that very quickly, and I had to give in, live with the rhythms of nature and learn to accept all parts of it, the duality of life. Learn to see beauty in this perpetually overcast sky. I think I'm in a state of search at the current moment. Outgrowing life I have right now, yearning, eager to move on, take the next step. But the reality keeps pushing me back. Not yet, be patient, it says as I stare at the vastness of the sea surrounding me, a tiny speck on top of a rugged cliff. A cliff so beautiful, magnificent, large. The vastness which makes me realize how tiny I am in the grand scheme of things. The cliffs and the sea that have been there before me and will remain for much longer after I'm gone. To them, I'm just a minute passerby. To me they are my lifetime. I yearn for more, ready to take the new step. So many things matter to me. I'm so particular about where I'm going and how I'm gonna get there, while at the same time nothing matters. I only hold significance in my own tiny life. I can only make so much of it, and my own importance will not affect anything in the bigger picture. It's liberating, truly, that knowledge that the world exists without you and will be there long after you're gone. Somehow it makes taking each new breath much easier. Exmoor greeted us with rain falling on sunshine. Ruthless winds and occasional hail forced us to seek shelter in a tiny village tea room. We had hot chocolate while waiting for the clouds to clear, and a warm, large scone with clotted cream and jam. I don't eat scones very often, generally preferring the ones with cheese. But whenever I visit new places, there are no rules. Only that cream goes first before the jam. But I digress. I'm traveling through England in search for a place that feels like home. I carried my home with me for my entire life. An English author, Jeanette Winterson, said it beautifully. What should I do about the wild and the tame? The wild heart that wants to be free, and the tame heart that wants to come home. I want to find that place that feels like me, wild and tame, rugged and delicate, vulnerable and strong. Life is always beautiful and ugly. It's always balancing on the edge of hope and pain, darkness and light. That's the duality of it. Look at nature. It's dirty, wet, cold, ruthless, and delicate, warm, magnificent, inspiring. This spring I walked through many boggy paths, wellies and the hem of my skirt perpetually dirty. I stabbed myself with countless amounts of thorns and sneezed many times at the sight of bright sunshine. And I still love it. You know, we choose what we love, don't we? Choose what we are willing to deal with, the minor or big inconveniences, in order to pursue the life that feels good to us. That same duality again. Is there ever life without it? We came back to the cabin to spend an evening by the fire. The winds calmed, but just for a few hours. The cabin walls trembled all night from the new surge of temperamental weather. In the morning we cooked big savory breakfast. Though I mentioned that I prefer cheese scones, when it comes to breakfast I often gravitate towards sweet. This time it's eggs and mushrooms though, and whole grain sourdough. There aren't many utensils to cook with in our little cabin, but we make do with toasting bread in a frying pan and scrambling eggs in a saucepan. With salted butter, of course. I don't eat butter at home, but this is an exception. Everything tastes better with butter, doesn't it? Somehow food turns into such delight when your lungs are filled with fresh air and your eyes enriched with beautiful sights. We finish our breakfast and then spend some time sipping coffee by the large window, reading books, staring at the landscapes, until setting again for another adventure. Years ago, I used to think that London was my forever home. With its never-ending city hum and constant flow of footsteps amongst the towering old buildings. It fascinated me, the history, the people past and people present, the things that happened in these buildings, the life of passerbys I'd never get to know. But nature now fills me with a different kind of fascination. The trees that stood here before the cities. The rivers, the mountains as ancient as time. Cities are optimized. Nature is wild and free. Perhaps our lives are not meant to be optimized at all if you think about it. Perhaps that's what removes the being out of human. Perhaps they're meant to be a bit messy and uncontrollable at times, a little more living, a little less perfect. Patience. Life has its own timing. All I can do is my best to enjoy the journey I'm on right now. Seize every moment and every opportunity. I'm sure I will find the place that feels most like home someday. Thank you for watching and for spending your time with me today again. I will see you next time.